Dating the wrong kind of platform on my mama. Faith Friday. When you become too male-centered, I'm out of the conversation. Man, Faith Fridays, tune in, man. Shout out to my mama and my daddy. What's up, y'all? And you are now tuning into Faith Fridays. So this week's topic, we're just going to jump and dive right in. We are talking about quality time. And what is it to you? Y'all know the only opinion that really matters here is the Queen's Faith, of course, but now I'm lying. All right, now, swipe your phone to the side. Let's talk in the comment section. Tell me your opinions. Y'all do tune in and watch for me, which I love that, and I definitely appreciate it. But I need some comments. I need some engagement in the comment section. If you don't want to repost because it's just not your, thing, that's fine. But I do need y'all to talk to me. Let's talk about it. I am no longer texting people back that text me about my podcast. Drop it in the comments. Do not go watch my podcast and then text me and ask me a question. Drop that question in the comments. Show the world that it's interesting and it's something to talk about. Let's jump into it. Topic. The first topic to top it all off, the top of the top. What is quality time to you? Now, to me, quality time, as far as in a relationship, I feel like quality time is that undistracted time, almost your total 100% attention to your partner. I feel like quality time is our phones are sitting on the dresser, our phones popping on the nightstand, we got a little movie on, or just something playing for background noise, and we're just talking, and we're just spending time together, and we're just more so not so getting to know each other, but just getting to know how each other feel. Because a lot of people know people, but do you really know how that person feel? Do you really know what's happening in that person's day? And it's not just pillow talk, gossip, and drama. It's just about each other, spending time with each other. Oh, when I was a kid, I wasn't 8 years old until I learned how to ride a bike, and then just dwell into that. What kind of bikes do you like? Is you ever like bike riding? What things like that? I feel like quality time is, and I feel like people in this day and age do not respect that quality time between couples, or people that's in relationships, of any sort. They do not respect that time. If I tell my partner, hey, Tuesday night, I'm going out with the girls. We're going out for drinks. That means while we're out for drinks, if I'm telling you, hey, we're pulling up to the spot, I'll call you, I'm saying, anything happens, talk to you later, love you, bye. That should be the end of our conversation. And we should not reconvene a conversation until, as far as over the phone, like shooting a text is fine because things come up and you want to talk about it real quick. Shooting a text is fine. But we should not reconvene over the phone unless there's one, an emergency, or two, to the end of my thing. If it's an emergency, something happened, you need something, and I'm not texting you back fast enough, then yes, you need to call me. But other than that, that quality time, I don't, and I've been a criminal of disrespecting quality time with my friends when it comes to my relationships or other relationships. If it's time for y'all to spend one-on-one time together, nobody else matters. Unless somebody is hurt, I feel like people just need to respect that. And that's something that we don't have nowadays, is respect in general. I feel like couples don't respect their relationship, parents don't respect their children, vice versa. So quality time to me is spending that one-on-one time with your person or your people, and y'all congregating and getting together and talking about whatever y'all gonna talk about. That's, in my opinion, is quality time. Now, right now, it's the time for y'all to drop in the comments and let your girl know, what is quality time to you and your partner? What is quality time to you and your friends? Let me know how you feel in the comments. Drop it below. A great topic about speaking on is, do you believe in equal parenting, or should certain roles go to certain parents or certain people? I genuinely, from the bottom of my glutamus maximus, I do not feel as if parenting is summarized to one person or one category. Anything you can do, I can do. Anything you can say, talk about, I can say, talk about. Now, as being a man, I probably can't go into depth about how my son's private parts feel, and what stuff like that. And as a woman, my husband probably could not go into details about what a period or a cycle feels like or internally is doing to you, whatever. So I do feel like in depth there's a difference, but the basis of the conversation can be talked about by either parent and can be explained what it is and what it's for by either parent. I have this homegirl who literally, or this girl I know, I'm not gonna call her homegirl. This girl I know who literally puts none of the responsibility of the children outside of financials on her husband. And I will never understand why she navigates or self appoints herself to be the default parent. I don't understand that, because at the end of the day, this man wanted children, if not more than just as bad as you did. Because if he did not, there's 100,000 precautions to not have those children. And I'm so tired of people making excuses for why they did something or what they did. So there's a lot of precautions that you could take to not have those children. He took none. Okay. So you feel like, oh, I'm supposed to take the kids to get haircuts and hairdos. I'm supposed to get the bill money from him and pay the bills myself. I'm supposed to navigate and be in control of everything that's going on, because if I don't do it, it won't get done. No, let's talk about it. There's a million men on this earth that has single-handedly paid all of their bills by themselves without having a woman to direct them or instruct them on how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not by force. And that's not even by choice. It's just by obligation. So I feel like a lot of times women want a place. Women want to have a meaning or justice or ends to a means. They want to play their part. But what is your part? Can your part not be making the money and then he paying the bills, or paying the bills but also he's taking care of these things? I don't feel like, because I decided to become a mother, I'm supposed to be this child's everything all the time, when there's another parent that can definitely step in and play that part. Kids are hungry and they're with you. You gonna call me and say the kid's hungry? Let's, as a man or as a woman, if the kid is with you, you're gonna call the dad or you're gonna call the mom and say they hungry, or are you gonna feed the kids? As a man or as a woman, because we're not just going to say men are not being equal. A lot of women are not being equal. A lot of women take on probably a different role and let the dad take on the day-to-day stuff. But I feel like the day-to-day stuff, me personally, I feel like the day-to-day stuff should fall to everyone. If I'm taking off work for doctor's appointments, you can take off work for doctor's appointments too. If I am taking the kids to practice for sports, you can take the kids to practice too. It should not be solely my responsibility to figure out who's going to pick up and take the kids to school. If you're available and free, you do it. If I'm available and free, I will do it. I am not going to be in a relationship with all the responsibility for our children. This is not my child from a previous relationship. This is not my child from anything like that. This is our child that we decide to have together, and you think I'm going to be the only responsible primary and default parent? You crazy. Faith isn't. Faith is not. That will never happen. If this is your kid, even as a term of a step kid, you took on the role of being with somebody who had a child or children. So you're going to take on some of this responsibility, whether it's a disciplinary place or whether it's a financial responsibility or whether it's just feeding the goddamn kid if I don't feel like feeding the goddamn kid. If I'm in the bed asleep and you're up and woke and the baby's hungry, don't come wake me up. Feed them. So as a woman, if you are currently watching this and you feel like you are the default parent, let me know why. Let me know why you are accepting that role, because can't nobody give you nothing. You are accepting that role of being a default parent. You are allowing that other person, whether you are a woman or a man, you are allowing that other person to make you the one that's fully responsible for all the child's wants and needs. And tell me you ain't going crazy. Tell me you're not over there stressed out because everything that's going on with your child falls on you. Let me know. Let your girl know. Let your girl know in the comments. Drop it below in the comments if you feel like parents should be equal, or there's certain things a woman should do and there's certain things a man should do. Let me know in the comments. This topic really pisses me off, but I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. Also, real quick before we jump into the last topic and wrap it up, essentially for today, I've been having people reach out to me inquiring to be on the podcast and having a conversation, and we're talking and we're diving into the topics that we speak on. I want to let y'all know, am I open to it? Absolutely. For one, I do film this in my home, my personal private space. So it does have to be somebody that I know that's going to come on here. But if you are my friend, my family, my people that wants to come onto my podcast and talk about it and give me interactive conversation and commentary, you got to be lively. You got to speak up, and you have to say your opinion unapologetically. When I get on here and I set up this studio to film and I record and I talk to y'all, these are my opinions that I stand firm on, that I truly believe in. If you want to change it, come up here. Let's talk about it. If you want to change my opinion, if you want to tell me I should feel differently about something, let's talk about it. Pull up, let's link up, let's set it up, and let's have some interactive conversation. Okay? Faith Fridays, man. Take a moment out. Take a moment out and like this video. Comment anything that you're thinking in your head that you want to say. Share, repost to your story. If you don't want to just put me on your page, repost to your Instagram story, your Facebook story, your ex. I don't care. Repost it. And just interact with your girl. Everything's gonna be right here. All my info on my page, all my socials. On my TikTok, my email is in my bio if you're seeing this on TikTok. What should we address our step parents by? Me personally, I've never had a stepmom, and I want to preface this by saying, have my dad dated women after my mom? Of course. Sipping tea, and I use the word women, woman, girlfriend very loosely. I've never had a stepmom, like somebody that was like a real stepmom that had real longevity into my life. I have had a stepdad though. Now, personally, I've never called my stepdad anything other than his name and his title. I feel like mom and dad is sacred to the people that either is blood mom and dad or people that were there from like the beginning, right? So my stepdad, fortunately, came into my life. I was much older. I was not a preteen than a teenager. Came into my life, so I was already pretty much knew who was who and what was what, right? But he made such an impact, in such a great amount of time to where I was honored to give him that title. Not just my mom's boyfriend, my mama man, my mama husband, fiance, whatever. That was my stepdad. He stepped up, um, and came into my life and was very influential. Um, so me personally, I feel like I could have called him dad, but also I have a dad that is a great dad. I have great parents. Do I have individual issues with certain things about my parents? Yes. But do I essentially have great parents as far as they legally did what they're supposed to do? Yes. Would I have tweaked a couple things? Of course. Have they done so bad to where I would take away their title? No. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my parents. And I love them enough to know that we have problems because they are not perfect. My mom is 51. She'll be 51 in 2 months, less than 2 months. My dad just turned 50. I'm 27. You do the math. My parents were young. My parents were young. Both of their parents divorced when they were young. So they didn't really have a blueprint. Grandparents divorced when they were young. So they didn't have a blueprint of what a healthy relationship is. Now, both of my grandparents, my maternal grandmother and my paternal grandmother, later on in life found true love, which was which on my maternal grandmother's side was an amazing impact on my life. My paternal grandmother's side, that was an amazing impact on her life. Hey. But from what my sister said, he was a good guy. Whatever. Okay. So later on in life, they found love and stability and true happiness, which is amazing. But my parents did not have a blueprint on how to raise a child. It wasn't a given for them. They were learning. So we were stepping stones, unfortunately. But I have great parents. I have amazing parents that would do anything for me. Do we got problems? Yes. Are they still great parents? Yes. And I would never take their title from them and give it to somebody else. That's just not me. I was never the kid that's going to call somebody else's mom. I will put a handle in front of that mom title or a handle in front of that dad title when it did come to that. But me personally, I am in a situation where my son calls a man dad that is not his biological father. I don't talk about this topic because none of y'all goddamn business, but I will speak on it briefly but firmly. If any man did what that man did for my child at the age my child was, even after our relationship was no longer, you would want your kid to call that man dad too. So even though I am not on the best terms with that person, I will never tell my kids to not call that man dad. From 3 weeks to now 8 years old, almost in a couple of weeks, that's his dad. From 3 weeks. Y'all heard what I said, 3 weeks old. That's his dad. So anywho, me personally, it all depends on your situation. If the child never had a dad or the dad was never active and you remarried while the child was young or got in a long-term relationship while the child was young, I feel like that title has to be earned. To be called mom or dad, me personally, I'm not going to call you mom or dad because you put a ring on my parent's finger or vice versa. You have to earn that. So it is subjective to the child. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments. What's quality time to you? Do you believe in equal parenting or certain roles for certain parents? And what should your kid address their step parent by? Name. Hey, so yeah, Face Fridays. I thank y'all so much for tuning in today with your girl. I love, 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 love spending this time with y'all. Please, like I said, be interactive in the comments. I think with this being our third week, I think next week I'm ready to bring somebody on. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready for conversation. Maybe in the upcoming years, we'll be building a panel. Maybe you gotta